They tried to break you, but they didn't know you were not made of glass. You were forged in fire. You were not born to shatter. You were born to shine. Life will not always be kind. It will test you, bend you, and sometimes it will feel like it's trying to break you into a million pieces. But what if I told you that the real power lies not in avoiding pain, but in mastering it? What if strength was never about muscles or armor, but about the mind that refuses to surrender? We often chase comfort, not realizing that growth hides behind discomfort. The most powerful version of you is not the one who never falls, it's the one who gets up every single time, stronger, wiser, calmer. So today, let's talk about what it truly means to train your mind until nothing, and I mean nothing, can break you. Embrace the storm. Instead of running from it, storms have a strange beauty. They don't ask for permission. They arrive with chaos and leave with clarity. The first step to an unbreakable mind is to stop running from the storm. When you run from pain, you give it power. When you stand still and face it, you take that power back. Every drop of rain, every clap of thunder, every gust of wind, it is all part of your awakening. The storm doesn't come to punish you, it comes to prepare you for something bigger than your fear. When you embrace the storm, you start to see that it's not the darkness that scares you, it's your own strength that you haven't yet discovered. Every challenge carries a hidden message. You are stronger than this. But you can only hear that message when you stop fighting what you can't control and start trusting the process. Even destruction has purpose. Even chaos has rhythm. You will not find peace by avoiding storms. You will find peace by realizing you were born to withstand them. You were designed to rise through them. You were built to be a lighthouse in the middle of crashing waves. And that's what mental strength truly is. It's not avoiding the pain, but finding meaning in it. When everything falls apart, your mind must whisper, "This is not my end, this is my evolution." You must stop fearing endings, because every ending is secretly a beginning in disguise. The storm isn't ending your chapter, it's rewriting it in your favor. Each time you survive, your roots grow deeper, your vision gets clearer, and your faith gets stronger. That's how storms transform you. They don't just pass, they polish you. They strip away your weakness, your illusions, your fears, until what remains is pure strength. And one day, you will look back at the very storm that once terrified you, and you will smile not because it was easy, but because it made you see who you truly are. The storm didn't break you, it woke you up. That's how the mind learns resilience. It learns to dance in the rain instead of waiting for the sun. Master the art of detachment. One of the most powerful lessons your mind must learn is detachment. Not the cold kind that shuts love out, but the wise kind that protects peace. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. It means you stop allowing external things, people, opinions, outcomes to control your inner world. When your happiness depends on what others think or do, your peace becomes fragile. But when you train your mind to remain steady, even when everything outside is uncertain, that's when true power begins. You begin to realize that no rejection can destroy you, no loss can define you, and no praise can inflate you. You become whole from within. The world will always test your boundaries. It will pull at your emotions, challenge your patience, and tempt your spirit to react. But the more you practice detachment, the more you see that not every battle is worth your energy. Sometimes silence speaks louder than arguments. Sometimes walking away is not weakness, it's wisdom. Detachment gives you the ability to observe pain without becoming it, to witness chaos without losing calm, to love deeply without losing yourself. When your peace is no longer at the mercy of circumstances, you become untouchable. You become free. It is a journey, not a switch. Some days you'll succeed, some days you'll stumble, but every time you choose peace over reaction, you are training your mind to be unbreakable. The goal isn't to feel nothing, it's to feel everything and still remain centered. And when that balance arrives, life begins to move differently. You stop chasing, you stop forcing, you stop fearing, You simply flow. You trust that what's meant for you will always find you, and what leaves you was never yours to begin with. That is the strength of a trained mind. It no longer begs for peace, it becomes peace. Turn pain into power. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. The world will hurt you, people will betray you, dreams will break, but the decision to rise from it, that belongs only to you. Pain can either become your prison or your power. And the difference lies in how your mind interprets it. When you stop asking, why did this happen to me, and start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Pain transforms into wisdom. Every scar becomes a story of strength. Every wound becomes a window to self-awareness. Pain teaches you who you are when the world is watching, and more importantly, who you are when no one is. Sometimes pain is the only teacher that makes you grow. It humbles you, softens you, and awakens you. It burns away illusions so you can finally see what truly matters. Without pain, you wouldn't know empathy. Without pain, you wouldn't appreciate peace. The truth is, the most powerful people you will ever meet are the ones who have been broken and rebuilt themselves with the same hands that once wiped their tears. They stopped waiting for someone to save them. They became their own rescue. They used the very stones thrown at them to build their foundation. Pain has a way of refining your soul. It strips away arrogance, awakens compassion, and builds endurance. It teaches you to rise without bitterness, to forgive without forgetting your worth, and to smile even when your heart still aches. You cannot run from pain. You must transform it. You must let it mold you into someone unrecognizable to your former self. Let it fuel your purpose, your art, your voice. Let it remind you that even in suffering, there is power waiting to be unleashed. Because once your mind learns how to turn pain into power, the world loses its grip on you forever. Build discipline over motivation. Motivation is beautiful but temporary. Discipline is eternal. When you train your mind to rely on discipline, you no longer wait for perfect conditions, you create them. You stop waiting for the right mood or the right moment because you understand that growth begins where excuses end. There will be days you won't feel like showing up. There will be mornings when your mind tells you to quit, to rest, to take it easy, but discipline whispers, do it anyway. That's how greatness is built, not through inspiration, but through persistence. Every time you push yourself when you don't feel like it, your mind gets stronger. Every small act of consistency, every silent promise kept, becomes another brick in the fortress of your willpower. You begin to trust yourself, not because you're perfect, but because you keep showing up even when it hurts. Discipline is not about punishment, it's about respect. Respect for your dreams, your purpose, and your potential. It's the silent agreement between who you are and who you're becoming. And when you honor that agreement, the universe aligns itself with your commitment. Motivation fades, emotions fluctuate, but discipline remains steady. It doesn't care how you feel. It simply reminds you of what must be done. It builds the kind of strength that survives every storm because it's rooted in choice, not chance. And the beautiful thing about discipline is it breeds freedom. The freedom to rely on yourself. The freedom to know that no matter what happens, you can trust your own consistency. That's how mental strength is built, through small, daily acts of resilience that eventually make you unbreakable. When the world sleeps, discipline keeps you awake. When doubt whispers, discipline speaks louder. That's when the transformation begins, when your mind no longer follows your emotions, but your purpose. Protect your peace, like its sacred peace, is the quiet power that turns chaos into clarity. When you begin to protect your peace, you stop reacting to every disturbance that comes your way. You begin to understand that not everything requires your attention. Not everyone deserves your energy. The world will always be noisy, but peace comes when you stop letting the noise live inside your head. You start choosing silence over arguments, stillness over struggle, and self-control over drama. That's when your mind begins to heal. Protecting your peace means creating boundaries without guilt. It means saying no when you need to, walking away when it drains you, and prioritizing your soul over your image. Because your peace is not selfish, it's sacred. When you learn to guard your inner calm, you stop being easily shaken. You stop reacting to negativity, gossip, and chaos. Instead, you start responding with grace, with awareness, with control. That's what makes your energy magnetic, because peace is rare, and rare is powerful. The world might still try to disturb you, but once your mind knows stillness, no external storm can move it. That's when you realize that peace isn't the absence of noise, it's the ability to remain calm within it. A trained mind protects its peace as fiercely as a lion protects its territory. Because once peace is lost, direction fades. But when peace is kept, everything else aligns. Your thoughts, your emotions, your strength, and that's the ultimate victory, to reach a place where chaos exists, but your mind remains untouched. Because nothing can break you when your peace becomes your armor. At the end of every storm, there comes a moment of silence, a moment where you finally realize that it was never the storm that was powerful, it was you. You learn that strength was never about holding everything together, but about learning how to rebuild yourself when everything fell apart. You discover that life is not about avoiding pain, but about transforming it into wisdom. Every scar on your soul becomes a reminder that you fought battles no one saw and you still chose to rise. You trained your mind to believe that even in your weakest moment, there is still power breathing within you. That realization changes everything. It turns fear into focus and suffering into strength. When you train your mind until nothing can break you, you become a force the world cannot silence. You stop chasing validation, you stop fearing rejection, and you start walking in purpose. You become calm in chaos, unshaken in storms, and unwavering in faith. That is the beauty of an unbreakable mind. It doesn't need the world to be perfect to stay at peace. It knows that no matter what happens outside, the light within will always be enough. So keep training your mind, keep believing in your strength, and keep rising, because the world may try to bend you, but nothing can ever truly break you again.